Hi, this is over here, and I'm going to briefly then talk about the Occultist Totem Ignite Explode build, which I'm using for just clearing Wild Temples fast. I've solved, I think, quite a bit of the tankiness issues, so it's not that bad now. It's still kind of in terms of max ES is still like maybe 4.5 to 4.9 depending on what I spec into. But that being said, when it comes to like evasion and armor, it's actually pretty high. So right now, if you look at armor, it's 20, and evasion is 26. That's without flask, and with flask, it's 32.46. And also because I'm running a specific type of mod, if you look at the evasion right now, yep, it's almost 70k. Pretty significant amount. So I'm going to briefly talk about how I managed to achieve that, and what I discovered is a byproduct of just stacking Abyss Jewels. So as such, this is an Abyss Jewel stacker. I moved away from life-based to CI, mainly because CI accomplishes two things for me. One, CI allows me to run a light tap and Archmage support in the helm. So what this does is basically, if you look at Spirit Burst, it costs 36 life, which I don't have because I'm CI. So this never procs, right? Because it never procs, I don't have to be worried about losing charges in the middle of a map. And I will have basically 10 seconds of max charges every time I deal with like single instances of bosses, etc. And even if I do lose my charges, I can build my charges up quickly and I don't lose them because I don't proc Spirit Burst at all. So that's one benefit of CI. The other benefit of CI is if you're going Black Flame and you're going Self-Ignite or Fulcrum, you don't take any damage because the Self-Ignites are chaos damage, and because it's chaos damage, CI doesn't take any chaos damage. So that's the other reason for it. Third as well is that CI works very well if you're stacking, or rather ES works very well if you're stacking Determination, Grace, and what's it called, Discipline. So you're just basically just stacking as much of the defense stats as possible, and you can actually accomplish this pretty easily of Abyss Jewels. So Abyss Jewels are interesting because if you think about it, right, there are not a lot of very good offensive mods on Abyss Jewels. In fact, normal jewels tend to have better offensive mods. You can get quite a bit of multi on a normal jewel. Abyss Jewels unfortunately don't really have access to that, so and especially if you're going a dot build. So Abyss Jewels, the only thing you have for dots is pretty much I think damage or percentage increased damage when you're wielding a specific weapon. Right, that means your Abyss Jewels in general are just going to be like kind of meh for damage overall. But the reason why it's okay because a lot of it is just totem scaling is insane, right? So this is a totem build. Yeah, totem scaling is insane. And secondly, the totems are being amped up by Abyss Jewels from the ramped up by Light Poacher, right? So Light Poacher gives me 5% of physical damage as extra damage of each element per spirit charge. So that is 15% physical damage as extra per Abyss Jewel. And if you stack up like 16, 17 Abyss Jewels, it's like 240% more damage, 255% more damage. It's a pretty insane amount. So you don't really need damage per se from your Abyss Jewels. You're free to basically stack defenses on it. And because you're running a lot of uniques which have Abyss Jewel slots, you are generally gonna be running into like defense issues, right? So that's the thing I faced when I first built this character when I was a life-based build, because I didn't really get much out of each Abyss Jewel. I only got like resistances and life mostly, and then maybe like one damage stat. So when you move the CI, the good thing is that you can run 2 defenses on the prefixes. So you can run like ES and armor. This one's kind of meh, actually. I have no idea why I'm using this one. But yeah, so generally something like why are they all? Oh, okay, this one. This one's not bad. So this one's evasion rating, energy shield, and resistances. You can get a 4 modded one that has like, or 5 modded or 6 modded one that has like triple defensive stats. But those are pretty hard to come by. And so I'm pretty happy to just like get this. I think the best ones I found are these. I think I pretty much put them on the 3. Have I? Okay, so something like this, right? If you can get resistances, increase evasion rating while moving, energy shield and armor or evasion, that's I think perfect for this build. And if you can stack a like 16 of that, that's a lot of ES, a lot of armor or evasion, and increased evasion rating while moving is pretty substantial, right? So if you look at this, evasion rating right now is at 26,000, right? And then if I move, it goes to 41, right? And because you're ignite build, you're always moving, right? You're never gonna stay still. The only time you stay still is if you want to cast totems to explode and do damage. So that keeps you kind of safe, right? Because at 41k evasion, you pretty much almost have the same evasion as like a evasion-based character. Yeah. So the other thing as well is like evasion and armor basically allows you to do two things. You can go Ghost Dance, which means, you know, wherever you can have pretty nice ES recovery from evasion. And then also because like if you're going armor, you can actually go Divine Shield as well. I don't have that because I ran out of points. But just generally, like if you look at the tree, it's because totems just do so much damage. Your tree is basically just your tree, and your abyss jewels are just mainly spec'd around defenses or stacking abyss jewels, right? Which is both damage and defenses. Yeah. So all in all, I'm quite happy with the build and how it turned out. I would probably place the budget at, okay, if you take away this particular jewel where I put like, so I got this Iron Reflexes jewel. That's like 15 divines. Just so I can get like more totem life, which is more totem damage. And also this gives me onslaught on kill, which I think is pretty nice. But other than that jewel, like the fulcrum was like 10 divines. Like these rings are like maybe less than a divine each. This one was like a couple of chaos, one divine, half a divine. Okay, this is 3 divines. You can get one that's 99%. I just figured if I'm gonna spend on money on something, I might as well get a good one. And this is like 3 divines. And this is couple chaos. So on all the builds, relatively cheap, with the exception of like that one Iron Reflexes jewel. And the Phalasts are pretty cheap as well, like under 10 chaos each. Yeah. And each like cluster here is like 55 chaos or 50 chaos. They're not expensive. It's just Sadist and Widespread Destruction, and then Prismatic Heart. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's 4 divines in this in the Forbidden Jewel. So this is Shape of Flames. So all damage can even ignite. This basically means like your fizz as extra of each element, all the total amount of damage, the 400%, oh sorry, the 350% more damage in terms of physical as extra, can all be used to ignite, right? And if it can all be used to ignite, you can just go into do pretty large ignites off your totems. Okay, I guess he's not interested. I can probably do a map and then call it a day. I'm still using a Chaos and Death portal setup because I mean, I'll be frank, even on the League Starter, which was pretty tanky, the Deadeye Miner, there would be occasions where I just have maps that are just pretty shitty. Like you have minus max res and you're just gonna die, right? You're just gonna die, so oops, how big is that AoE? Okay. Okay. Wait, how many times did I open a chest? 4? What the hell? What is up with these chests? Oh wow. Okay, that's decent money. A lot of the profit from a lot of the stable profit I've realized from this is mostly coming from like corrupted jewels with good implicits. This build is like really good recovery for the reason that Rejuvenation Totem gives you a pretty sizable amount of life regen. I think it scales with your aura effect. So that significant amount of aura regen is a similar amount of regen coming from your auras is going to Zealot's Oath, which gives you basically ES regen, because you see you don't really quite care about life regen, right? So what? Something nice dropped, I guess. Oh, it's a divine. Wait, trap damage and totem life? I might sell. It might be good for a totem build. I don't know. Wait, this is dead end. Oh. Standing on a dot. Not very smart. Okay. So like, basically running Ball Temples at this speed is pretty insane profit. I am getting bored of Ball Temples, so I might just think about doing something else. But most likely I think I'm gonna start tapering down my league and then doing, probably playing a bit less. I do have some build ideas. I really do want to do an Eye of Winter miner. Yeah, I really want to do an Eye of Winter miner, but it might need a considerable amount of respec, and I'm a bit feeling a bit lazy. I've also recently gone back and started playing a bit of Dota 2 because of the recent patch, and it's pretty fun. So quite happy with it. Might be playing Dota. Or what? Okay. I'll just put this as 30. And this is Trapman Totem. Okay. Rejuvenation Totem, this is like 10 KOs, I think. Can do another map. The other map, the map I just did, the alleyways layout is pretty good for this build. The layouts I don't really like the most are the ones that are just mostly a lot of small rooms where you don't have a chance to like get out. Or resist, lightning resist. It's pretty meh, I guess. What? Okay. 4 times in a row is nice, I guess. Life, blind, physical, and okay, that's kind of meh. I personally want to enchant for Helm for a Rejuvenation Totem, mana regen as percentage of life. If I could get that, that would be pretty nice. Nearly died. That AoE was pretty huge. Like the 2 things that kill me are like Detonate and Ice Nova. Ice Nova is particularly potent because the AoE is so huge. Obviously, this build will do much better on like non-Val Temple setups because having to stop and pick up loot and open chests is actually making me slower. If I had a map where it's literally just me running around killing stuff and not requiring to open anything, I think I will just zoom through the map. Alright, so... Alright, that's all there is to it. Probably level 95 and then spec in stuff. Alright, that's all this piece. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you do want to make this build, I think there's only one other Fulcrum on the market with like this Explodey mod, the highest level. But I promise you, if you do make this build, it will be pretty zoomy. You can use it for all manner of stuff, legions, etc. I haven't actually done those yet, but I assume they'll be good because of the way it clears. Yep, I hope you enjoyed this piece, and I'm out.